The one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. I'd like to welcome you guys back to another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On, live from Team GRF TV in the Sports Center. Because, WWE SmackDown Live presents Clash of Champions 2017. Well, I have to say this. NXT had War Games, glad that we bringing back old WCW pay-per-views and more WCW stuff in Clash of Champions, or Clash of the Champions as it used to be called every year when it used to come on TV. But regardless, I don't know what to say. I got a lot to say, but as far as a lead-in to what this is and what this was, it's like the majority of the build-up to this pay-per-view has been flat. And that's being nice about it. It wasn't really that much build-up, but at the same time, this is coming fresh off of, let's all be team players, team blue, team red, hooray. And then they're trying to go right back into the motion of what is and what was and things of that nature. But, hey, what you do? You know what I'm saying? It's like, there are things I liked. You'll hear about that. There were things I don't like. You'll equally hear about that. Enough talk. Let's get to this pay-per-view. Come on, y'all know what the deal is. When I'm on the MIC, this ain't WrestleMania. I ain't watched no pre-show. But I always have the results so I can see what the pre-show was. And it's like, I'm glad I didn't watch the pre-show. Because, see, here's the honest truth. I don't care about Mojo Rawley, and I don't care about Zack Ryder. And I don't care what happened to them. Yay, they finally imploded because they have been going back and forth on this for months. One of them was going to do something to somebody else and was going to take a beat down. And for a minute, it was seeming like Zack Ryder was going to be the one to go heel. But I really think that because Mojo got a future, like for real. It's like last year when Zack Ryder was on the shelf, I really legitimately thought they were going to do something with that boy Mojo. Really thought they were going to do something with the boy, and they squandered all that. I'm like, yo, Tom Brady in a Rumble match or something with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle, whatever, with who's it. And it's like, I'm thinking about this, and I'm looking at this, and it's like, hooray, they broke up. But honestly, trying to be optimistic about it, maybe this might be Mojo's second chance. Like, as a heel, maybe he can get somewhere in singles competition and Zack Ryder can do what Zack Ryder do, internet champion and all that. But regardless of such, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm so dismissed from this. It's crazy. It's like, and it's weird to say that I'm so dismissing this because these were two superstars I legitimately used to care about in a way of being interested in what they're doing. And now it's like, y'all on the pre-show, congratulations, and so what? Whatever, Holmes, is what it is. Let us get to the pay-per-view in general. The United States Championship triple threat match between that boy Baron Corbin, your champion, that boy, the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and Dolph Ziggler. I'm like, I will say this. You got somebody great in a match like Bobby Roode, a workhorse like Dolph Ziggler, and Baron Corbin has been slowly but surely upping his game. It was a great match, given, all of the elements. It's like, this was a build-up that was semi-alright, because honestly, I really thought that they was ready to stick a rocket on Bobby Roode and let him gloriously be the U.S. champion. However, that finish made the match. The rest of the match, you know what I'm saying? Everybody do what they usually do. Get your offense in, do this, do that, or whatever. But that finish, I'm like, in the day Zigzaggler, I'm like, yo, that was nuts. And now Dolph Ziggler is your United States champion for what, the 50 billionth time in his career? I'm not keeping count, and neither should you. The thing was, after the match, though, that boy Baron Corbin, he ain't happy. He said, hey, look here, lady, I'm not happy. And he threw a trash can. Oscar was probably in that trash can. You threw a Muppets home, bruh. You should feel very bad for what you've done. You threw Oscar the Grouch, you threw his trash can, bruh. I'm not very happy with you, Baron Corbin. Not at this moment, no. They are what they are. Anyway, our next match, the match that it's like, 'cause at this point, if y'all tune in and listen to this, y'all know that every time them boys Usos get in the ring, I'm trying to see what they got popping. I'm like, again, I'm gonna say this because I don't know if I've ever taken 2 seconds to really get that praise to them boys the Usos. This heel turn, ever since they made it, and they've been on this heel turn for a minute, has been some of their best work. They constantly cutting great promos. I'm like, yo, Uso penitentiary, they got me saying it. But I'm like, I will say, last Tuesday on SmackDown, everybody cut them a promo. I'm like, yo, even them boys, American Alpha 2, as they call them, that boy Gable, that boy Shelton Benjamin, the gold standard, sat up here and cut that hot promo talking about King Kong ain't got ish on me. Training day, I was like, bars. New Day, they giving away pancakes, and this Rusev Day, and it is what it is. Match was hot, spots everywhere, just people getting dumped on, flying Usos, flying Kofi. I'm like, I don't even think you can call what Shelton Benjamin did to Jey Uso a belly-to-belly suplex, because he just grabbed that fool by his wrist and just threw him over his head, bro. And I'm like, they clowning. And it's like, honestly, I came into this match because of what the match type was, expecting a result. But I'm glad for the result we got. Uso still the chance, baby. I'm like, I'm sitting up here thinking, and now that I sat up here and thought about it, I'm going to say that, because we're going to get to that in a minute. I just had a evil thought in my head, and I'm just going to let that just simmer in my brain for a while. That match was hot. Dumbness just happening. I'm like, yo, like I said again, that wrist to wrist suplex that boy Shelton Benjamin did. He asked where Thea was, threw that full of his head. I'm like, already. I'm like, super kick parties and finishes, Rusev Day. I can't stop saying Rusev Day. Can't stop, won't stop, Rusev Day. It is what it is. But yo, great match. I gotta give it to him, dog. It's like, every time them boys Usos in the ring, them boys the New Day, it's like they bring that heat. Shelton Benjamin had always been a hard worker in the ring, doing what and Chad Gable, boy, when he was that ending to the match though. Everybody gets them Homeland suplexes, bruh. Get this Homeland suplex straight from Earth X. Crisis on Gatorade. German, son. And I'm like, oh man. He even got the boy Big Wall over. And I'm like, but Uso still won. And I'm glad. Our next match, Charlotte's still your champion in a lumberjack match against Natalya, and it's like, I'm glad I get a moment to talk about this. I'm glad I get 2 seconds to say what's on my mind. These women running all over the place between, you got Paige on Raw, and you got Ruby Riott and her squadron on SmackDown and all this, and you got that one country girl, you ever hunted live game, Daniel? And I'm like, this girl super country, and I'm just like, huh? But I'm like, yo, all that's been happening is that women getting beat down. And I honestly, for real, non-joke, women's revolution aside, I'm glad that it's been injected into the women's division a little the poison. Not like NWO, Vince McMahon gone psycho, I want to kill my creation poison, but something to just shake up the monotony of the division. Because the divisions on both Raw and SmackDown, if I'm allowed to talk about Raw real quickly, has been formulaic at best. Let's just get this out in the air. Thick Nia Jax needs to be a champion. Simple. See, thick women should be champion. I have all the right to think that as a scientist. Done, right? Thick Nia Jax, she's so fine. Champion. Do that. On SmackDown, I don't know what you want to do. Natalya cut that promo after the match like, you turned your back on me, but bitch was always a heel, so I don't get it. It's like, Things happened in that match, including a tease of that girl Carmella. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sending in my head Carmella Thighs. I swear. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? Repent. Look, look like she was gonna cash in. I'm like, I don't know when she gonna cash in. I don't have no idea. I don't know if they really trying to build up to get her to do the Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Something might happen at the Royal Rumble or one of those side pay-per-views, roadblock, end of the line, police pulled me over 2018. I don't know, man. I'm like, it was a pay-per-view this year called Great Balls of Fire, for God's sakes. It's like, but what you gonna do? We gonna see what Miss Carmella gonna do with that Miss Money in the Black joint, and we gonna see what it is. But yo, the match was hot. I'm like, the match was hot not because of the match, but because of the dumb ignorant stuff going on outside. Because that part where you thought Carmella was gonna cash in, I thought the squadron was like, yo, pull her outside so Carmella can cash in and win the match, but it didn't happen because we got in the way. But it was good to know that that they had Carmella as a character to have the thought of, I should cash in at this point before getting interrupted. So I appreciated that as just good general storytelling of what it was and what it is that's going on. I can appreciate that. That's fair enough. Remember that thing I was going to talk about a match before the match ago? Remember that? Let's talk about that right now. The Push Brothers beat Breezango. Poor Breezango. Remember when they was almost champions and they probably should have had a run at the championship? I don't know. They still got one of the best things. That mashup remix is still dumb. What in the hell are they trying to do with these boys Harper and Rowan? What are they trying to do with Team Rocky Jr.? And I'm like, yo, shout out to Matthew one time. Shout out to Botchamania and all them Indians. Look, I don't get this Bludgeon Brothers push. Maybe that's me, right? Because I don't really, are they really trying to build these guys up for real? And all these squash matches, the Squash Brothers is what I should have called them initially. That's what was in my head, but something completely different came out. Or are they really trying to build these fools up to beat the Usos? Because if that was the fact, you should have just put them in a title match and had them squash the Usos. But then you sit up here and then you on anything that the Usos has done and set up her to elevate the damn championship, so you can't possibly do that. But you have to sit up her and make who I'm looking at that maybe in the writer's room that they thinking they want to put the titles on, and it's like, I don't get it. But see, it's not for me to get, and I have to respect that even though that I consume this and I get down here once a month and we talk about wrestling and stuff, I don't get it. It's not for me to get. It's for me to sit here and watch, and then for me to dichotomize, for me to get on the mic and say, I don't get it. Because I don't. I don't get this Bludgeon Brothers push. It makes zero sense. It just, no. I'm going to watch this intently because I watch wrestling intently, so I really have no choice, really. But if they really trying to build these fools up to take the Usos out and get the championships, it's like, I don't know. Because it's like, again, more on that Raw stuff. It's that I got a feeling the same problem that's happening with them thinking they don't want to put the strap on Braun Strowman may be the same little caniculate that makes up maybe why they just make squash fools, and then the Usos just put up one hell of a show at a pay-per-view and then just beat them and then they just go about their business. But I don't know. But Breezango got squashed in the middle of a pay-per-view so people could go pee. So, to quote Vince and Sal, me no. It is what it is. I put the screw in the tuna, right? KO and that boy Zayn versus Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura, Rockstar Party like Shinsuke Nakamura, with both Shane and Daniel Bryan as referees. And it's like, you knew something crazy was gonna happen. See, I'm going to be honest. I watched this whole match I didn't watch this whole match because I wanted to watch a match with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, and Shinsuke Nakamura in it. No, I watched this just to see how many times they would cheese some screw job before actually going in on the screw job. And here is what made the match good. The build up to I put the screw in the tuna. Let me poke Daniel Bryan accidentally in the eye. Let Kevin Owens get back in the ring. He shoved Daniel Bryan on top of Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon with the 2 count roll over, tap, tap, tap. Shane McMahon don't count the 3. Then Daniel Bryan with the fast count like no mercy. And it's just like, that's about what I expected. See, sometimes wrestling matches don't have to be good wrestling matches. Sometimes wrestling matches just need to be good story pieces. And this match, while having some dumb stuff that included Kevin Owens doing a frog splash on top of Shinsuke Nakamura, taking him out of the rest of the match, was simply, this was a story piece. And we have told a story. We love KO and Sami Zayn. I know I do. I'm glad they kicking it again. That's her own lanterns and not powerbombing people on aprons or whatever. Bad Kevin Owens. Bad. Regardless. It's like the what am I trying to say? I just love what Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn bring to the table when it comes to them just doing them every week. Just get in the ring. We occupying SmackDown. We talking this. We doing that. Yep movement. I want me a Yep shirt. WWE, I don't buy a lot of merchandise. I might consider buying a Yep shirt and actually wearing it in public. Just putting that out there. That I might buy me a Yep shirt. I'm like, that's so dumb. They got that over on me. You have succeeded. Again, like I said, sometimes wrestling matches don't have to be great wrestling matches. This was a good wrestling match. It was a great story piece. That's what made the match good. The match was a great story piece to whatever beef this is going to be between Shane and Daniel. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn going to use this and still be in the picture. Randy Orton gonna sit up here with this damn high top fade looking like Kid from Kid and Play, and Shinsuke Nakamura still ain't a champion, so okay. And yes, I am very, not let me stop yet, very salty that both John Cena, Randy Orton, put Shinsuke Nakamura over, and they still wouldn't put him over on Jinder Mahal, for God's sakes. And it's like, we finna talk about that fool in a minute. But I'm as a wrestling fan, I'm still salty. They should have gave Shinsuke Nakamura a little run. Like, 2 times you get put over for 2 pay-per-views and lose twice. But I'm like, we can't talk about that fool. But the great Khali, right? Like, I just had to say that, and I've said it now, so there you go. There you go. Remember, sometimes wrestling matches don't have to be great. They just have to tell a great story, but in this case, it was a combination of A and B. Chicken wings and nacho cheese, peanut butter and jelly. Strawberry jelly. If you're using any other jelly other than strawberry, you're doing it wrong and you should feel bad. Our main event of the evening, AJ Styles still the champion. See, I'm trying to think whether or not I mentioned this when I talked about Survivor Series. But let me talk about it now. Let's remember something very important, right? Very important. Remember when they put the belt on Jinder Mahal and the whole internet wrestling community was like, what the fuck? Remember that? Y'all remember that, don't you? Y'all remember that, right? Here we are now, so removed from Vinnie Mac Diesel, aka the genetic jackhammer idea, because TNA went over to India. You want to go to India and go fight Dalsim or whatever, because you know we know Balrog uppercuts one of his elephants and they die. It's a thing. I want a code for a video game for one time. Shout out to Seth Killian. Anyway, remember that. Remember, that's where we were a couple of months ago in a galaxy so far, far away, where Jinder Mahal was our champion because they were trying to get over on Indian people. Remember that? But then remember when it was time for Brock Lesnar to murder somebody? They didn't want to go send Jinder Mahal in there to go get murdered, so they took the title off him, put it on AJ Styles, and it's still on him now. Remember that? What does that say? Think about that, right? What does that legitimately say? Is that I sit here in my head, what would a match between Bork Laser and Jinder Mahal, the modern day Mehe Rege, look like? Anybody? Exactly. You can't. That match would have been I'm not finna sit up here and say that have been Brock Lesnar Goldberg WrestleMania 20. I'm not saying that. I ain't saying that. What I am saying is, I don't know if that's a match people would want to see. Put AJ Styles in a match. That's the match you want to see because AJ Styles is a must-see wrestler. See, and then I remember something else. You know that guy who's about to fight the cleaner at Wrestle Kingdom? His name was Chris Jericho, and when AJ Styles first got to the WWE, was beefing, but they wouldn't let AJ, they sat up here, had rubber matches, AJ was the better victor, better man, the better wrestler, the way you wrote it, then they go have a rematch at WrestleMania, and Jericho wins at WrestleMania because, whatever, and then fast forward to, we AJ Styles has been a multiple time champion. I don't get it. And it's just another one of those things. Is not for me to get. I respect that's what the game is. I'm not supposed to understand or get it or for it to make sense, but here we are right now. Oh, AJ won a match, by the way. See, it was an alright match. Things happen. Stuff and things. Singh brothers. Colossus. My favorite part of the whole match was the ending. Because you know why? It reminds me of my childhood. Why, yes, I would like to press L1 and R1 to steal your finisher for 2 of my finisher balls. Yes, I would. But yeah, it got countered and then you lost because you got put in a calf killer. See, y'all want to know something fun about me? I'm like, when SmackDown versus Raw, and when the year of the stolen finisher in the WWF at the time, I love because I think that was Here Comes the Pain. I think was the game that introduced stolen finishers. You press L1 and R1 for 2 things, you can steal your opponent's finisher. And it's like, and it was like really variable that it wouldn't do the same exact thing as if the person who did the finisher normally did the finisher, but it was cool to have. And ever since then, I've been in love with matches that involve stolen finishers because I just think it's a cool and retarded thing that I just love. The end of the match had that. The rest of the match was an AJ Styles match versus Jinder Mahal. That's just a great match because the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Or the phenomenal one, Avatar J Styles, but that's a joke from Avatar, but still. At the end of the day, children, this was a pay-per-view. This was a pay-per-view that I paid $9.99 a month to see, right? What do you want from me? Like, the build-up was what it was. The matches that I want to see delivered in the rest of the pay-per-view was the pay-per-view. That's all you can really ask for. Learn to temper your expectations. The world will suck less that way. I think next we finna find out who's finna headline WrestleMania. So Who wrestled? Okay, well, technically, you don't headline WrestleMania. Roman Reigns does. So, that's a thing. We'll talk about the big dog. We talk about the big dog. We'll do that. We talk about the big dog. It is what it is. What is going on with this man? Oh, I see. Okay. Just stuff going on with my laptop and stuff. But yo, one day on Triple the G.O.D, live from the TGRF newsroom in the sports center area, bringing you sports entertainment, quote unquote, is wrestling, damn it. I can't wait for Wrestle Kingdom 12. I can't wait to just watch a wrestling match. A good wrestling match. Like, I don't watch New Japan as much as I should, but when Wrestle Kingdom come around, it's time to watch New Japan. Just time. I'm like, my thing is, I wish that I watched enough New Japan to invest in a New Japan World thing every month. I wish I did, but I don't watch enough New Japan, and I just watch the major stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when it's time to watch the major stuff, I know a guy. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I deal with some people who are really deep into Japanese pro wrestling, so when it's time to watch the big stuff, go over to their crib and watch it, and then I come back and report. That's what happened last year when I reviewed Wrestle Kingdom. I went to somebody's crib and watched that. You know what I'm saying? I went to somebody's crib and watched it on New Japan World. Amazing. But I need to really just get back into watching more Japanese wrestling, because when I was watching the G1 and all that old good stuff, like, yo, I enjoyed myself. But just been too busy, man, to get it in. So it is what it is. But yo, Skittles Kebab, gonna get up out of here, man. More work coming, man. I got y'all all week. I got things planned. Let's just see if I can execute on the work. The one and only Triple the G.O.D live on TGRF TV, live from the Sports Center. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On. And with that being said, I'll holler at you guys next time, man. Peace out.